some or other don't require. Try and understand that if you are honest, the consequences are much more than you really think it is. Don't think, what's the use of my alone being honest? It's drops that ultimately makes the ocean. You have to bring about this change. If you don't bring about this change, you face the consequences. You can't bring about this change in 6 years. What has been done in 60 years can't be undone in 6 years. Maybe some generation may have to pay the price for that, but for the sake of your children, grandchildren, bring about a change. That's absolutely necessary. You don't have to listen to what's happening in this country. You open the newspaper, scandal after scandal after scandal is coming out. It has not excluded the media, which is a totally private thing. It's not a part of the government system. But it had a status of a constitutional thing called the fourth estate. A few months back, the Outlook magazine said what is called a paid news concept. Now we only read about Neera Radia's tapes. What are we talking about? Such great business houses. We are haggling over whether it is private talk or personal talk or whatever it is. The question really is, did that communication or conversation took place or not? That is more important than anything else. What happened to the moral standards set up by the forefathers who built such great industries? You are the ones who are going to take that responsibility in the future. Please, for your own sake, bring about the change and build a value-based society. Instill that value in yourself, maybe in your children also. Then you will find a different India. An India which our forefathers dreamt of. An India which will make you proud. We had 5,000 years of culture, we proudly say. What is left of that culture today? Now that I was told by a director that you are likely to interact with me, what other things I have to say, I will say it in the form of answers that you ask. Let's see how good you are in your management of questioning. Thank you very much for listening.
IT systems papers in NMIMS. So the WikiLeaks incidents that are happening currently, and there are different views we are getting to see in Facebook and all other social networking sites in terms of whether the WikiLeaks CEO is right in releasing documents, public security related documents in the internet and stuff like that. What are your views, sir, on things like WikiLeaks?
I certainly feel that the information, as much as possible, except security part of it, information which involves security of the nation, not of individuals, must be made known. There should be transparency, and we have in India a Right to Information Act, and this of course is not leaked from India, but then a lot of information about India is there in that. Therefore, I don't seriously consider that this leak is wholly illegal. It is those countries which had planned certain things and which information was leaked out to protect themselves are trying to protest against that leak and trying to arrest that person. Whether he deserves to be arrested under their local law, it's for that country to do it. But by and large, I think it has exposed many chinks in the armors of some important countries, some very good information that Government of India got about its system of security, the weaknesses in the security, and what others have been planning behind our back, in spite of the fact that they claim to be a very friendly country with India. I personally feel more and more information should be disclosed, and that should be the system. We should be an open society. And one of the major thing that is lacking is, here of course, is a systemic thing. But why not individual informations like in the country like ours? Why not the information about the assets and liabilities of everybody in the sense who is in power, who is connected with the government, is to be made public? There is Right to Information Act, but it contains a lot of loopholes. Because of that, everybody is not able to get information. Presently, I admit that this act is being misused for individual for reasons. And also there are some professional blackmailers who are using this information. But I think it is necessary in the context of the system that we are following, that is democracy. That is what really will allow people to point the fingers, saying, look, you are the guilty one.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for an absolutely inspiring speech. My name is Rajesh, and my question is, when you talk about driving change, how do you motivate yourself to do that on a day-to-day basis?
Well, so far as I am concerned, as I told you, the most important thing is I am a fully satisfied person. There's no question of any collateral reasons in what I do in a day-to-day thing. I do not condone any type of malpractice, any type of corruption, any type of maladministration. As a matter of fact, you'll be surprised to know that the Karnataka Lokayukta Act's working, it works only 10% of its capacity towards corruption. 90% of the work is in regard to responding to the people's problem faced because of the inaction or otherwise from the government. People are suffering. I've never seen such sufferings in my 70 years of life, except for the last 4 years plus 3 months since I came here. Very often I feel that I was a frog in the well, that so much so that I did not know what was happening outside my house or my place of work. But today I see. I am very fond of giving one example which will remain with me till I go permanently, is an incident which took place in regard to a child which was 8 months old, born to a tailor at Bagalkot, handicapped person. The child had only half developed intestine. The lower half had not developed. So it used to eat through the mouth and defecate through the mouth. He was told that this could be rectified by a pediatric surgeon by reconstruction of the lower part of the intestine. And when he took the child to Hubli Medical College Hospital, the doctor demanded a huge amount of bribe. A doctor who in 2006 was drawing 33,000 basic, but in 2008, when this child was taken to him, was drawing 80,000 basic apart from other allowances. Still that increase did not stop his disease of greed over need. Then he said, if you don't give me any money, what I'll do is I'll make a hole near the rib cage so that the fecal matter can pass through there. Would that child would have had a place in the society? Poor, unwanted child. When the child was brought to me, I also could have said, oh, this is a medical problem, I'll send you to Victoria Hospital, Bowring Hospital. But I knew how the government hospitals function. I sent my officers to almost all super specialty hospitals in Bangalore with a message that Lokayukta is begging to give a future to this child. Almost every private hospital agreed to do it. But Manipal Hospital said, we will do it the next day. The child was operated. The child and the parents were in Bangalore for 30 days. Every year they bring the child, not for post-operative care, just to show the child to me. The child is perfectly all right, just like me and you. See, we have a saying in Kannada, ಏನೇ ಆಗು ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದವನಾಗು ಆದರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಮಾನವನಾಗು. Become whatever you want to become, but be a human being first. Here is a doctor who takes a oath of professional oath that will serve the society, joins government service and joins service at a place where poor people are to be treated free. He is given handsome salary compared to most other persons. He didn't have that basic humanitarian consideration towards his child. This is what keeps me going. One work like that is good enough for me for a long time to come. I am also happy when corrupt are caught. It makes me happy, but like maybe that satisfaction which you get from corrupt motives, it's like that, is catching one person. Next day I want to catch more persons. It's not permanent, the thing. But once you understand what is your responsibility of the job, what is that you have to do, and if you are committed to that, then certainly that motivation develops. It has no age limit. Mine started at the age of 66. It's continuing, and it's continuing to grow in spite of all the, whatever you call the stone throws or abuses and other things that comes from powers that are. You have to make up your mind. What is that you are there for? Well, I expect some students to be a little more proactive. Please go ahead.
Okay, so one more from a faculty here, and hopefully the students will take over.
I don't mind taking questions from the faculty only, but please ask me.
What is the role of citizen participation? What is the role you envisage for citizen participation in the monitoring of government bodies, urban local bodies, and things like this? What exactly can individuals like me and we people sitting here do?
First of all, as I mentioned, you got to try, if at all there is something wrong in you, to change yourself into a good citizen. That's the most important thing. Anything that you do, like building or having an organization, anti-corruption organization with corruption in you, will not serve. You must be honest. Join hands. It's not a job of one person. It can be done only collectively, because today corrupt are very powerful in many ways than one. Therefore, there is a threat to the security of the people. Therefore, our organizations should take up the matter. There should be more organization in the ward level, in the level higher than that, so that you all can come to Lokayukta, in the institution of Lokayukta, and tell us what exactly is happening. Just day before yesterday, I read a news item, or day before that, I was in Delhi. A Bishop Cotton boy fell to a pond dug by some construction work that's going on, but he was saved. But earlier in Jayanagar, 7th block, similar situation, a child died. So we have taken suo motu action because somebody wrote an article about that. Now, when you find in your neighborhood there is something going on wrong, some illegal construction is going on, some dangerous situation has arisen, please contact the Lokayukta. We won't involve your name in it. We know the problems you face. We have a system by which we act. We question the BBMP people. Apart from the raids and other things, which is of course of great public importance because the media gives it a big hype, I'm happy about that. You know something, we gave a report to the government of